You better turn up. You better be there when I shake. Watch me rocking if I can't stop. If I should fall, just go.
Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. Also, if you are new, welcome. The weather outside has been absolutely phenomenal. So we are doing a refresh inside, outside, and tackling some of those areas that I have just been putting off. So today I am starting off in the kitchen, just tidying it up and everything. The big projects I wanted to work on was the yard. Luckily, I hadn't completely done the garden beds because literally just a couple days after starting this project, we had contractors come out to replace our driveway, which we didn't set up, the city set up, so we had no idea when they were coming out, if they were coming out, any of that. But we are also going to be working on the sliding glass doors in the dog room, and I mean really seriously cleaning them. I wanted to actually take the doors off their tracks to really get in there and get them clean, but unfortunately, I quickly realized that was not going to be an option. These doors are old enough and they've just kind of warped over time. There was no way I was going to be able to unscrew the screws and get them out. But we did do the best we could, and I'm pretty happy with the way it turned out.
I love it. Crank it up. Yeah. Turn it up on a higher level. Turn it up, we got this. Turn it up on a higher level. Turn it up, we got this. Turn it up on a higher level. Turn it up.
We only have a couple more days till Easter, and I'm thinking either today or tomorrow I'm going to start getting stuff ready so that the kids can decorate eggs. That's always like my favorite thing to do with Easter is the egg decorating. It's so much fun. Like the kids enjoy it. I enjoy it. So I think either, like I said, today or tomorrow. It kind of depends on how busy I am today. I'm going to hard boil some eggs and get those all ready. We have done so many like different types of egg decorating over the years, and I'm not quite sure what I want to do this year. I've been looking up like different things. We've done it with the shaving cream, with white crayons that you can put little designs in it, all sorts of different ways. And it's always fun to kind of change it up and do something a little bit different. We've also done plain just them painting on the eggs. I think that might have been their favorite so far.
We got this. Turn it up on a higher level. Turn it up, we got this. We got this. We got this. We got this.
Oh, that is the other thing I did on this day, and super quick, easy recipe I ended up doing. I did shrimp tacos on this night. They turned out so good. The only thing is, so I'm showing you the whole recipe at the end. I will say though, the little slaw that I make for my shrimp tacos, I actually made before going outside. That way I had a couple of hours to really soak in and marinate. I just figured instead of breaking it up, you guys could see everything all at once. But those turned out absolutely amazing. I love any type of fish taco. When it starts getting nicer outside, those just like very refreshing type meals are one of my favorite. And fish tacos with fresh slaw and all of that, yeah, it was so good.
I don't wanna stay here, no. Ain't gonna keep it low now. If you wanna go, let's go. Let's wrap it up and hit the road. I just got an awesome vibe. Striking the winner post now. Liberty's on my mind. We've taken off, we've left the ground. You gotta understand that we get one chance, one chance. You will never regret the things that we'll do.
So on my to-do list this week is also I am taking a day where I am literally just going to be tackling this stuff on my to-do list that I have been putting off now for literally months. I've given myself this like to-do list that is specifically things that I don't want to do that needs to get done. And that is definitely going to be happening. One of those areas is like my shower. So I wipe out my shower regularly, but actually like moving everything out and really scrubbing the corners where water likes to build up and just get nasty, I don't do that as often as I should. I don't like having to get in there and scrub it top to bottom. I love having our huge shower. It comes in really handy with kids and pets and everything, but man, is it a beast to clean. The other thing is cleaning out all of my air filters. I actually recently, from a couple of you, so I think it's a great minds think alike situation, have been asking me how to deep clean your air filters if you have the water filters like I do, especially if you're like me and you like using essential oils or scent boosters or anything like that. They can get really nasty and need to be cleaned regularly, and mine are in desperate need of a cleaning because they're also really easy to just forget about. You just run them, replace the water, and you don't always think about cleaning your cleaning supplies.
And our hearts will be whole.
So today we are working on some easy and affordable, just like home freshenings. And I am starting out in the front yard because it's still early enough that it's not super hot. And I really want to just freshen up all the mulch in the yard. And this year we are putting down mulch glue. See, this is what it looks like right now, just from fallen leaves and stuff from the trees and everything. So it just looks a little grungy. So we're just gonna go through and freshen all of this up. We like to do a layer of mulch every single year anyway, so it's time. Mulch is on sale, so time to get to work.
Did you ever stop and think, why spend too much time just getting ready? Let me be honest, I don't know one single thing that I haven't done to make you notice me. Let me be real here.
So when we first put in these gardens last year, I had a lot of people ask why we didn't put like more flowers in this section of the gardens. And it was because we didn't realize there used to be a giant tree that used to be here. It was not here when we moved in. I guess that's also a big reason why part of our driveway was getting really messed up, was the tree, when it was here, root system had grown underneath our driveway. But that's why I love using these big rocks in this garden, because it still gives some character and stuff to it. But yeah, I tried planting stuff here and I was just hitting this massive stump. So we were like, okay, what can we do to change it up? I am happy this year though. If you remember last year, the plants I got were super tiny and they have grown so much. And I know now that we're hitting the warmer season again, they're going to grow so much more. And that's why I really wanted to space them out, because I'm already noticing they're getting nice and filled in the area. I might add some more flowers this year. We'll see. Little steps at a time. But I always love doing a fresh mulch. I will say, though, I am not 100% sure how good this mulch glue was. So with this, you are supposed to put it on, wait like 24 to 48 hours, and do another layer of it. But unfortunately, or fortunately, whatever you want to look at it, I did part of this, ran out of mulch glue, and by the time I was able to get back out to it, the people to do our driveway had shown it up. And like I said, we didn't know if, when, anything about them coming. So timing did not work out great, that I was not able to put the second layer on. So I have no idea if it really worked great or not, because I was not fully able to do it. That is another thing. Now that the driveway is done, I'm going to have to get back out here, finish this project, fix the areas that got a little bit messed up because of ripping everything out. But honestly, just getting the fresh black mulch down always makes such a big difference. I love doing this. We always add a layer every single year anyway. It just always looks so clean and fresh and just builds it back up. Oh, actually, I know a lot of people have asked why we don't do rock. So I personally am not a fan of rock in my gardens, mainly because if I want to plant stuff, it's such a pain to like dig around rock. And I find that the mulch is just a lot easier to maintain. I think it's really just personal preference. Do you like the rock? Do you like the mulch? In some ways, rock can be more affordable. I know the initial investment of rock is really expensive. However, over time, it obviously doesn't go away the same way that mulch does. So, personal preference there. I love the look of mulch. We, in our last house, always did red mulch. I love red mulch. But this house, with having the red brick, we do black. And I love the black accents up against the house. You can see, though, the boys had gotten home from school. And I was like, can you guys just help me out? Because 3 hands are going to be a lot quicker than, well, Freya was outside, but it was basically just me, and this was a huge help. We were able to knock this out in probably about 15 minutes with the 3 of us, compared to me doing was taking a couple hours.
If you wanna see some crazy and also lazy, then you should meet me and my friends. Even though we got no money, we sure as hell funny. Yeah, everything's better with them. We're just like, ooh, ooh, ooh. We don't worry about tomorrow. We just do. Tonight, waking up at sundown, the world's our playground, and we don't even have to pretend. Every time we're together, it doesn't get better, and every day.
All right, though, I need your opinion. So, our garage door needs to be repainted. There's just areas on it that is like stained from rust and stuff, and it needs a good freshening up. However, I saw something online about using gel stain to give it a wood look. Actually, I'll pop up a little photo right here of kind of what it's like. And I'm curious what your guys' opinion on something like this is. It's either going to be something like this, or I just go in with basic white, but I've been seeing this and it's so pretty, and obviously an actual wood garage door is pricey, very pricey, and considering we just paid a decent amount of money to have our entire driveway done. So our driveway, the bottom third, the city paid for since it got messed up by the drain. Bobby and I decided, though, since they were out there anyway, and it was going to be about half the price if we did it a different time, that we would pay for the other 2/3 of our driveway to be done. That way it could just all be done at once. It all needed it. But needless to say, it was an expense we were not expecting. And even though it was cheaper in the long run, it's still not cheap. So needless to say, buying a new garage door is completely out of the question. But I do think possibly doing something like this could be really cool and really pretty. So if you have been looking at mulch glue, you guys know it is very expensive. So I saw on, I think it was a Better Homes article, how you can make a DIY mulch glue. So that is what I was trying today, and that's why I'm like, I don't know if I can tell you if it works or not. At this point, it does not. The one coat helps a little bit, but not like what you see online. But basically all it is I bought a non-toxic, basically like Elmer's glue. But I went and got the generic from Amazon. It was a lot cheaper, so much cheaper. And you do like a 50-50 ratio of water to this, and then just really soak your mulch. And you're supposed to do 2 coats, like I said. 1 coat, wait 24 hours, 2nd coat, and then if it's still seeming weird, you wait another 24 hours and do a 3rd coat. So that is what I was trying here. I did notice you really have to make sure you mix it well, because otherwise it will clog up your little pump. You can see Xander came out here and helped me just so it could go a little bit faster. But yeah, I can't say if this works or not. I am hoping to get the rest done and do a couple of coats and be able to let you guys know, because the mulch glue, it's insane. For, I think it's 5 gallons, which is pretty much what I would need to be able to do all of our mulch in our gardens, is a couple $100, like just for mulch glue. And it just seems insane. At that point, is it even worth it? But in some ways, my goal is that when the leaves are falling or grass clippings get into our garden, that I can just like grab our leaf blower and blow it out, have the gardens look fresh. That is what I'm like hoping for. So I will keep you up to date once I finish the garden and can do multiple coats if this actually works. But I was moving inside. It's time to work on these sliding glass doors. You can see this track is just filthy, absolutely filthy. So I started by just going in and vacuuming it out really, really well. This door is a really big door. And like I said, I first tried taking the doors off. And there's a screw at the bottom that you adjust it to be able to take it off. Our screw was completely corroded over and everything. Like I said, these doors are really, really old. We did not end up replacing them because the quote on replacing a door of this size was crazy. Bobby and I have considered replacing it with maybe like French doors, but that would involve framing out this wall, putting in the doors and everything. So maybe in the future, but it's not happening right now. So what we can do right now to make it look nice and new is a really good cleaning. So vacuum it, sprayed it down with my DIY Dawn Power Wash, and then I am just scrubbing it out really, really well. I like to do this before I come in with my steamer, because if you guys have ever used a steamer, it flings stuff everywhere. So getting it as clean as possible first will help you in the long run, and just expect that the steam is going to make a mess on its own as well. But it is great for those little areas that are really hard to get into or really stubborn. It cleans it very good. But I've definitely learned that a pre-cleaning before steaming is a must.
Right off the bat, I knew I loved you. You had that sparkle in your eyes, some kind of shimmer in your presence, unlike no other I had met. You got me spinning out of context, not really sure what I should do. This is the reason I am.
So the other reason I really want to get this done is let's see if I can put an arrow to show you guys. There's a drain spout here. And I had noticed that this drain spout is completely like clogged up. And that is where the steamer really, really came in handy, is being able to take this and really clean that out made a massive difference. Definitely needed to make sure I had a lot of cloths on hand, because I was wiping and cleaning this. It definitely took me a good hour to really clean this door properly, which is why I've been putting it off, is I knew it wasn't going to be a quick, easy wipe down situation. But I just literally sprayed directly into that little drain spout till I saw the steam going outside, and then I knew that this track would be working much better in the future.
Kisses could protect us from what the future had in store. Love is a flicker in the distance. Oh, you try to grab it and it's gone. Won't you sing to me? There ain't no other way but to sing to me. Simple as I say.
This was definitely the cleanest I have ever gotten this door. I've cleaned this door before, but I've never really taken the time to thoroughly clean it. So I was glad I did that today, because it is also working so much better. You notice that the wheels and everything are gliding so much better. But I'm curious, did you know that you could remove your sliding glass doors? I did not. That is something that I learned because I was looking up videos of how to deep clean your sliding glass doors, especially if you had older sliding glass doors, and I didn't even know that was an option. So if you are in need of cleaning yours and maybe they're not as old as mine are, I would highly look into it. Definitely probably something you shouldn't do on your own. Ask for help because the glass doors are going to be heavy. But I know even in our last house, which was a brand new house, those sliding glass doors got so dirty, and it's just, I think, normal when you've got animals especially. So to be able to take it off, man, that would have made it so much easier. Even if it's just like once a year, you take it down, you give that track a really good cleaning, give the wheels on the bottom a good cleaning and a good like re-oiling. I feel like it would make a big difference for a lot of people and the longevity of your sliders.
I can't believe someone like me is here with somebody like you. There's something about you and I know why. I'm gonna tell you what it is. It's in your smile and in your feet. It's high and low and in between. And I am glad to let you know, but only if you give me a kiss. Yeah, it's no secret at all. It's so obvious to all of us.
And actually watching this back, the next thing that really has to go on my to-do list is deep cleaning the floors in this room. I mop them regularly, but there is definitely some buildup and grime that is going to require me getting down on my hands and knees and really scrubbing these floors. I think I'm going to add that to my list of like the day that I'm doing all the things that I've been avoiding and putting off because I just don't want to do it. I think these floors are going to have to go on that list because, yes, if you notice some of the coloring along the edges, they're not supposed to be that dark. So I think I'm going to have to do that as well. So if you have a list of things that you've been avoiding as well, make a list because we are going to have to get this done together. And I will be your motivation if you're willing to be mine. All right, and this is where I was getting very shocked. The color of this slider, now on camera, you don't really notice. I was noticing little stains and stuff. I didn't realize that there is like a yellow tint to these sliders that shouldn't be here, like at all. It should be more like a silver. So I quickly realized that this was turning into a much bigger project than I expected. But luckily, the steamer was getting it off, so I ended up just grabbing my attachment that is a flat attachment to really scrub this down. But it made me wonder if possibly one of the last owners, if it was the last owner or the first owner or whatever, used this room as a smoking room because the yellow film kind of reminded me of that like smoke residue. So yeah, I was not expecting that, but when I started cleaning these side panels, I was realizing I'm like, oh wow, like there is a lot more coming off than I was even expecting.
And all I know, it's been a long time. I was on the sideline waiting for you. We could go to California or anywhere you wanna. As long as I'm with you, I'm alright. And we don't need the drama. We'll find our own nirvana. So run away with me tonight.
Now, once I get up here high, I feel like you guys can see it a little bit more, all the dirt and grime that was built up on here. So once again, just using my DIY Dawn Power Wash which is just a 50-50 water to rubbing alcohol with about 2 to 3 tablespoons of the blue Dawn dish soap. That's how I make mine. It works really well. But spraying that on and then going in with the steamer, this seemed to work really well. There's still some areas that are a little bit more nitpicky, wasn't getting as clean. And I probably could go back in and scrub on this some more, but I will be honest, I was getting to a point where I was just over it. I did not end up doing the outside of this door, so I'm going to have to come back and do that. But you guys know me, it's all about progress over perfection. Did I get this door perfect? No. Will it be easier to do next time when I come and finish the job? Absolutely. And that's what I mean by progress over perfection. You may not be able to get it all done right now, but you even starting the project is going to make it easier in the future when you come back and do it again. And every time you do it, it just gets a little bit easier and easier as you go. All right, so let me know in the comments below what is on your I just don't want to do it to-do list. I know I have told you guys 3 of my I don't want to do it to-do list projects, and I would love to hear yours. That way we can just motivate each other to get those things done. I know we all have them. We all have those things that is like, man, this really needs to get done, but you've been avoiding it for weeks, months, maybe even years. I know there are definitely some areas that I have been avoiding since moving into this house that need to get tackled as well, and aka this door. This door was one of them. I did basic cleaning on it, but I have not gone in and thoroughly deep cleaned it like I am doing right now till on this day. So let me know, what is on your to-do list of things that you really, really do not want to do?
I'm walking down the street on clouds instead of the concrete I'm dancing through. Everything's about to come my way. Nothing can ruin my day, no matter what anyone does or say. I smile at fools. No, I don't care, cause I am on my way up, and I won't stop, I won't slow down. Steady on my feet, I'm gonna rise up. No, I won't stop, it is my time. Cause I know what it's like to be broke. I know what it's like when nothing goes your way. So I'm gonna let myself enjoy.
And here you can see that from doing all that steaming and spraying that the glass had just gotten incredibly messy. So I went in with my DIY concoction. This is just vinegar and water with a little bit of Dawn dish soap. This is great for windows and anything glass. It just eats away at any of the grime, lime scale, hard water stains, soap scum. It works really well in showers, things like that. So I went in, sprayed that on thoroughly, and then went in with my mop to really, really scrub it out. This is just a dry mop head. Using something with an extension pole when you're cleaning sliding glass doors just makes it so much easier than just a rag. So that's why I like to grab my mop when I do stuff like this. Not every single time. Sometimes it is nice to go in and just manually do it. But this is a lot quicker and a lot easier, and I am all about making things easy, efficient, and fast.
Lucky day. Yeah, I am on my way up. I won't slow down. Yeah, I am on my way up. I won't slow down. Yeah, I know what it's like to be broken, and I know what it's like when nothing goes your way. So I'm just gonna let myself enjoy the fruit from this lucky day. Yeah, I am on my way up. I won't slow down, 'cause I am on my way up. I won't slow down.
But now that that was done, it was time to treat myself. I was looking forward to these fish tacos all day. Like I said earlier, though, I made this slaw mix earlier in the day. I recommend making it in the morning because it is best to make it well ahead of time. I just got the slaw mix from the store, added some sour cream, salt, pepper, and some lime juice, and I just let it sit. I did later on, like right before dinner, I tasted it and added some more lime juice as well as a little bit more dressing to it. You really want to let it sit though. That way you can figure out what seasonings it may need. And then for sweetness, I added some pineapple. This you don't have to add, but it's so good. The other thing I would recommend adding to this is pickled jalapenos. So good. I did not add it to the slaw because of kids. But that mix between the sweet pineapple, and you're going to see I also roasted some corn and put it in here. And the spice of the jalapenos is like perfect. Having that sweet, acidic, spicy, just a little bit of everything. It's a flavor explosion in your mouth.
I watch you as you drive. Do you know I'm looking? And I can't help but smile. Do you know how much I love you? You put my favorite song on. I put my feet up, and we just sing along. And I can't help but feeling just like
Now, I do know you can buy roasted corn, so don't feel like you have to roast it on the stove like I did. But I had a can of corn, so I figured I would just do it myself. You can see, though, when that water hit the hot oil, it splattered, so be careful. But just roasting the corn makes a huge difference when it comes to the flavor. It doesn't take that long. So decide based off of what works for you. In my case, like I said, I had a can of corn, and I didn't have to go out and buy it. But moving on to the shrimp, I'm using this citrus rub. This one works really well with any fish. I use it often. Garlic powder, onion powder, salt, pepper, and then a Cajun seasoning. I do wish I put a little bit more seasoning on it, probably just like paprika or something. But it did turn out really, really well. Honestly, the flavor was fine, and this is going to sound stupid. It wasn't red enough for me, but I'm careful with the Cajun seasoning because it can get too spicy for the kids. So if I would have thought, I would have added some paprika to give it more of that really pretty color to it, but I didn't. So you're going to notice that it doesn't look as colorful as I would normally have it. So maybe if you're going to do it, try with some smoked paprika. Oh, question for you. I had someone say the other day that they found paprika to be spicy. Is it just me, or is paprika not spicy? I don't know. I was shocked when I saw it because I was like, I have never thought of paprika being spicy. But that was just kind of surprising to me, and I'm wondering if it's a taste bud thing because I know certain people are sensitive to certain things. Yeah, I just found that very interesting. But you can see I'm just cutting up an onion and a pepper. I'm going to cook this with the shrimp. That way it can all just kind of meld and roast together.
if I could stop the time, don't you know that I would? 'Cause I'm just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? Forever. Forever. you drive. Do you know I'm looking?
And then as these start to just soften, because the shrimp does not take long to cook at all. So I put these in with some hot oil and let these start to soften before I ever put the shrimp in. But while this was working, I decided to put a sauce together. Very, very simple sauce. I just took some mayonnaise, some sriracha, and some lime juice. I like a little bit of a spice, and the nice thing about this is you have full control. If you don't want a lot of spice, use less sriracha. If you like a lot, add some more. But just these 3 ingredients together, I find work really, really well. I did not have another fresh lime, so I am just using lime juice, which is totally fine. Obviously, the fresh is always better, but I always have these little containers of either lime or lemon juice because sometimes you just don't have the fresh on hand, and this works just as well. But you can see the vegetables had some nice color to them. They had softened up, so it's time to turn the shrimp in. Shrimp, you do not want to overcook. So once they start changing colors, I take them off the heat and they'll continue to cook for a little bit, but definitely don't want to overcook shrimp. Just, I'm trying to think of how long. It's probably no more than like 3 minutes that these cook in this pan. It wasn't long at all. And then a very simple put together, I just grabbed some tortillas and we did the slaw, and then the shrimp and pepper and onion, and then the sauce on top. And you will see that I added jalapenos to Bobby and mine and to Xander. Xander wanted some jalapenos as well. Yes, I am 1 plate short here. Freya had actually fallen asleep early, and I don't wake that girl up if she was sleeping. She is not a happy camper if you wake her up. So she ate later on in the day. We ate without her just because, like I said, if she falls asleep, especially in the afternoon, it's a little bit different in the morning. She's pretty good about being woken up in the morning, but waking her up in the afternoon if she is really tired, you are guaranteed to have a handful to deal with. And she doesn't usually eat well either just because she's so tired. So yes, if you are counting the plates and thinking that we are 1 plate short, that is why. But dinner turned out absolutely fabulous on this night. It was exactly what I wanted. But hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video, and I will see you next time. Bye.